Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of my podcast. We are in a new moon, and this one is not going to be one that you're wanting to really manifest in. It's more of one to reflect on, which is like kind of weird vibes, especially for those of us who have been really needing some good news and happy thoughts. And man, every one of us is going through it. Like, there is not one person that I have met or talked to or know that hasn't had the most hellacious year, the year of the snake, 2025. And then even this half of the year of 2026, I know personally I've been going through it, left and right. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it makes so much sense because today's new moon is in Taurus. It's focusing on home, relationships, self-care, comfort, pleasure, and what we find joy in, which has been a really big thing for me lately. I am a very free spirit. I am a wild, feral person. There has been, sorry, I just got this new weird dangly nose ring and can't stop playing with it. Yeah, I'm feral. Like, I have to do like what I will when I choose, kind of thing. And the past 2 years, motherhood has taught me so much about myself and about the things that I want, the things that I sacrifice. Any mother knows. You go through it, you learn. But I don't know, the past 6 months, it's like really been getting to me. I have no autonomy, I have no personal space, I'm going through the like regular motions of like new motherhood, of, can't go anywhere without my child, because if, I don't bring her, I feel guilty, and if I do bring her, like, I feel guilty. It's so many emotions and feelings. But through all of this, I have, come to learn about picking and choosing times. Like, you got to do certain things when you can. I am such a chaotic creative, where I need to, like, I'm not one to really, like, plan blog posts or podcasts, for example. I'm more of like, oh, the idea hits, and no, I gotta do it. Unfortunately, this is not the way you can do things when you are a mother. Also, a lot of the recording programs do not have a pause button, which I have learned is significantly annoying. Because a lot of times, like even just now, drink your juice. She came running over here, which I don't mind. I'm very transparent, and I want other mothers to, feel comfortable in this space and know that, you're not alone. Like, I have never been needed this much in my life. But yeah, it's taught me to learn a lot of really good, like, good things, good lessons. One of them, like I was saying, like, okay, well, none of these platforms have a freaking pause button, and I used to get so mad when I would have to press stop and then, like, re-record. And I would do it even on the recording apps on my phone, they don't have a pause button. And then, my husband, who I refer to a lot, he is not someone to go to for sympathy. He is a Virgo sun, Gemini rising. He is very much a, like, advice, like, no, what are you going to do about it type person, which obviously. That's one of the reasons why I married him. And he literally was like, you know that your iPhone records, right? And your iPhone has a pause button. So, again, there's a lesson I learned. Oh, look at that. And here we are. I mean, motherhood, yes, brought me to this, thought. I really, really wanted to address a lot of the issues I have personally with myself going on, as well as like seeing it like happening in real time. I'm sure you have felt the same energies. I'm sure that you have had these feelings as well, these thoughts, these opinions, and just don't really have like an outlet for it. I get it. I'm kind of in the same boat. Right now, there is such a huge like battle between the feminine and masculine. Yeah, woo! Ooh, let me drink some more coffee, y'all. Cheers. But where we are getting so divided when we really need to connect, right? I am, as many of you know, pagan. I'm very proud pagan. I am very polytheistic. I mainly honor and work with the Greek pantheon, which is called Hellenism, as a religious aspect. I know it's like almost 14 years old. But I also am very eclectic, and I like pull from other sources, right? But through all of these studies and through all of these practices, I have found that, yes, femininity and being feminine and the feminine is a very powerful aspect of any magic, of any reality, of like any culture. But we still require the masculine energy. There's very much a balance, and women are one of the only ones. And when I say women, I say, very loosely, like, whoever identifies as a woman, right? Gender, sex, whatever. But women were meant to bring this together, right? For 30,000 years, there has been evidence of goddess worship everywhere, like across the board, across the freaking board. I mean, there's so many figures and murals, pottery, amulets, statues, things that they have found that talk about goddess worship, right? And a lot of it, like a lot of the statues, a lot of the amulets are pregnant women, which is really emphasizing and representing fertility and creation and producing life, bearing children, whether that's like physical children, right? Or, crops, projects, dreams, things like that. And back to like the original statement, right? There is such a divide right now. There are so many weak individuals that feel so belittled by the like feminine energy that's like coming out. Cause y'all, we've been done. Like we're done. We're done with the bullshit. One of my best friends and I have been talking about that lately. We got into our 40s and we have been going through it for a couple years, and similar aspects, right? And the other day we were like, we are so fucking done. Our whole lives have been run by these men. From our reproductive health to what we believe in, to what we study, to not even having The rights to our children. Like, some countries, y'all, I don't know if you know this, but some countries, women did not have rights to their children until 2007. That's a very short time ago. That's freaking nuts. Women weren't able to hold a credit card by themselves until what, the late 80s? Like, come on, man. What are you so threatened by? And this was saying, like, I need to, like, address this because I'm sure I'm not the only one feeling this. Like, we're just done with the lies and the shit that we've been given. Like, you know what? Most of our products that were created for our well-being were created by men. And then, because of capitalism and all this, you know, other bullshit, how hard it is to, you know, have a small business, the women creators and designers of things have to charge so much money to make a living because they're competing with stuff that we have been told our whole lives to go buy at a cheaper price at some conglomerate. And yeah, you know, I get it. I shop at Amazon and Walmart too, right? Like, you know, I mean, times are tough and things are expensive. I understand that whole concept, but my husband and I were talking about it the other day, and, you know, he bought something that was very expensive and made a joke about, like, oh gosh, you know, you're trying to support small business, but this is so expensive, and this, that, and the other. And it wasn't in a light of, like, oh my god. Okay. It wasn't in a negative light. It was more of, like, we want to support more small businesses, but oh my gosh, this tiny little thing was so expensive. And I was like, that's the whole point. And I explained, you know, that's what they want. They don't want small businesses to succeed. They don't want, you know, why do you think our social media was controlled? Why do you think the internet's controlled? Why do you think all of this is controlled? It's because they don't want people to become more powerful than them. And unfortunately, I hate to say, it's like such a power fight. What are y'all so threatened by? And even, you know, I've had to, like, say some things to my husband sometimes, especially, like, after having our daughter. Like, he'll say something just because it's been said for, you know, thousands of years. And I'm like, you know how fucking, like, sexist that is, or, like, degrading that is? And he doesn't realize it until I present it to him. And it's not necessarily his fault, it's just what's been taught. And I, you know, think back, for those that listen that are, you know, millennial range, think back to high school. In my high school, okay, all of the popular pretty girls were allowed to wear whatever they wanted. And when I say whatever they wanted, okay, I went to a prep school for 2 years, before, that's a whole nother story, before I took my GED, but we had a very strict dress code. Very strict. I mean, I'm talking, we weren't even allowed to wear flip-flops until the student council made a case of why not. And we had to have our feet done, which is, like, bizarre, because everyone's like, oh, that's so illegal, you can't tell. No, like, they could tell us that we had to be properly dressed, and because that was the times, right? Anyway, I remember I had the same exact tank top as one of these popular girls. I mean, the same exact tank top. It was a purple and blue gingham tank top thing. Like, y'all remember those were really popular, where it was like tight here and then it like anyway, doesn't matter. Same thing. And you know, I was like this big around. I was a teenager, right? So it wasn't anything about body shaming. It was, right? The principal came up to me and was like, oh, you need to put a jacket on. And I was like, why? It's summer. I don't have a jacket. And he was like, oh, you have to measure. Oh, it's not as wide as your fingers, right? And I was like, and as if the gods were on my side that day, she walks down the hall past me, and I was like, you're not going to say anything to her? We're wearing the same tank top. Oh, well, she's a junior. Why do I gotta wear them? I had bigger boobs. And the way this man said it to me was, I was more distracting because of my boobs. Well, then you need to go tell these boys, go look at their fucking porno magazines that they're hanging up in their lockers. Like, what? How is that my fault? Right? Okay. But that's really just like a tangent example. It's more of like, this is the feeling that I get right now that's going on, where like so many of us are like, hey, you were trying to, one, separate us. You know, there are so many stories of women being like, hey, you know, if like we connected, like we'd be, no. They have us believing that we have to be so individual and so like just nothing but struggle to achieve success. You know, don't help this person, don't help that person. No. What's her name? Lizzo? In one of her songs, she's like, if I'm gonna shine, everybody's gonna shine. That is a true statement. That is a true statement. My husband and I are big believers about this. When we have enough and like we want to help others. We want to help others shine. I'm very much this way. Like, if I'm happy, I want nothing for the people I care about to be happy too. And it just kills me that so many of us have been taught that that's like so wrong. I was raised like that. I was, you know, and I get it. But the time for all that is... So, this new moon is bringing to light our relationships, our home, and our self-care. And I definitely see a lot of this being reflected because so many of us are redefining what self-care looks like, what home looks like, what our relationships look like. Why are we going to do the work and get none of the credit? Why are we going to put forth energy to keep stagnant relationships alive when we can make others thrive in a different area that we weren't already aware of? And I'm all over the place today, I apologize all, but I have so much to say. We as women are meant to protect the community. We have always been worshipped up until, you know, a certain point, that we are the ones to, you know, we're punishing, but we're also rewarding. We're mothers, we're protectors. We are protectors of those we care about, the community. We are sources for the resolution of human problems. And this, more, we are meant to bring about the revolution. So everybody thinks a revolution is going to be this like huge big battle, and yes, it could very well so much be that. I hope not. But we are sources for healing. We are sources for problem solving, and those in power that unfortunately have rewired the world to think that we do nothing but destruction. It's because they don't want things to heal. They don't want you to know that you are an amazing human being just as you are. I've spent so much of my life, diet culture, like hustle culture, cancel culture, any of the cultures. I have done so much of my life to prove myself in the eyes of others and the eyes of those that deem someone worthy, that circling back to that, I am fucking done, right? I have always been very independent, very powerful person, and I've always been put down for that. And, you know, there's a big, I'm sure you're feeling it, there's a big shove of, hey, you know what? If I'm too much, then go find less, right? We need to be that. We need to be more too loud, too happy, too fun, too silly, too much. We need to be more of that, y'all. That's the revolution. We also need more community. Stop thinking that you have to become successful before you can help somebody else. Stop thinking you are the only one that knows something. Yes, you know, this is really hard because I am a learning hoarder. I love taking courses. I love learning, especially about things that I'm interested in. And yes, I know a lot, but the hardest lesson that I've had to learn is that I don't know everything. And I don't know everything about those subjects too. I know what I know. And this is a big one. You are special, but you're not special. Yeah, that sounds like some freaking tea bag philosophy, right? We are all very special. We offer something to the world and to each other that no one else can offer. We are the only one of us, right? Yes, we are special. But when I say we're not special, it's more of, you're not the only ones that do a certain thing. Like, for instance, I am personally a life coach and love being a life coach. I love helping people, especially seeing people overcome obstacles and achieve their dreams. Like, I love that. But there are so many life coaches. Every other person is a life coach. But you know what? I am a fairy godmother. That is my little on that, right? So we're special or not special. And the only reason I say that is because I want to use an example to help, like, start those juices. And I leave you with this. Everything in the universe is composed of divine, feminine, and masculine energies. We coexist with each other as much as we are separate. As humans, we carry both energies inside of us, regardless of gender. And people telling you that you're either masculine or feminine, baby, it's up to you. You gotta balance those. You are both. You are both. And when I say that, yes, as a woman, you're very feminine and honor your femininity, but inside those energies, you still have masculine in you, and it's not bad. It's not bad to be masculine. You know, again, millennials, right, and my age, my whole life, oh, you're so much a tomboy. Oh, you're too much of a girly girl. You know what? I can wear my Louis Vuitton and drive a tractor, and I know how to dig with one of those, like, what are you, backhoes, bulldozers, okay? So you can be both. You can be so many things. And if I leave you with anything today, remember that you have all the power to heal this world inside of you. Don't let them tell you you don't. Love you. Talk to you soon.